Welcome to the Friday edition of Discord exclusive Hammer Time, the only show in the world about the Maulers. But I am pleased to bring on our free agent signing, one of our free agent signings, the kicker, Nathan Hierlihy. Did I get that right?
Hey, you got it right.
All right. Welcome to Maulers Nation, man.
Thank you for having me.
You got big cleats to fill. We had one of the better kickers in the league last year.
Yeah, I actually train with Ramiz. So.
Okay. All right. He's still in Green Bay, correct?
Yes.
He's waiting for Mason Crosby to retire, or he can get the opportunity, right?
He's definitely in the right spot.
Yeah. So explain to us a little bit about how you came to the Maulers, really, like the free agent process with the USFL, because obviously it's a brand new league. We've never gone through a free agent season, and of course we got that other league that's coming up too, the rival, the XFL. So it's kind of pandemonium right now. So explain the process.
Right. So the spring league would probably be my recent claim to fame. Brian Woods was the owner of that league, and now he's with the USFL. So I did pretty well in that league as a combo spec, and I think that helped build my name in the football world to get me this job. So
that's awesome. Have you ever worked with Coach Hull before?
So after I signed, he was actually in town where I train in San Diego. So he came to the field, and I got to meet him in person, and that was pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Our special teams and defense this past season played really well. I know the record. The record doesn't say that the Maulers played great, but the NFL took notice, and at one point the Maulers had the most guys in the NFL. So there's an opportunity there,
right?
Yeah. Have you had any conversation with Kirby yet since signing?
Yeah, we talked.
All right. He always talks about. What we say that again?
All good stuff.
All good stuff. He always talks about the love of the game. He told me that he's signing guys that love football. Can you give us a story of what proves to Mauler Nation that you love the game of football?
Well, I think my relentless pursuit. Being a free agent and not being paid to play football, you got to really love the game, even when it doesn't love you back. So I've been a free agent for 4 years, and I've worked crazy jobs just to keep this thing floating. So I live in LA, and I would drive down to Carney's training facility, John Carney's training facility, which is in Carlsbad, which is, 80, 90 miles one way. So I wake up, drive down just to kick, and then eat and then lift. And then on my way home, I got to beat traffic. And then sometimes I would work after that when I got home.
Oh, wow.
So that was a pretty normal schedule for me this last couple of years.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. That fits the love of the game that Kirby's looking for. Another thing that he's learning.
3 times a week.
How many times a week?
2 to 4 times a week.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That's absolute. LA traffic is just enough, man. You get all the credit in the world just for going each way into LA traffic. But so he also talks about a willingness to learn. He really preaches that he wants guys that are open to learning new things. Can you give us a mentor that you've had throughout your career, or even in college, high school, whatever?
Yeah, definitely. I've had many. So, Coach Carney probably being the most influential one. But my first kicking coach was Joe Houston, who, he went from El Camino College to the Toledo Rockets on their big years, their up and coming years in recent history. Then Iowa State. From there, he went to Alabama under Nick Saban, and now he's with the Patriots to be a kicking game coordinator kind of thing. So he was also very influential on me. One of the main things he taught me was treat every rep the same, whether it's an extra point or 46-yard left hash. We had the same ball flight, same everything. as a student of the game, I try and learn from everyone I can. So just any coach I can come in contact with. So in my workout with the Chargers at their local pro day, George Stewart had some very encouraging words for me as well.
That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. So you've been around with this the spring leagues, and you had some experience with the Alphas, right? That was the correct team, right?
Yeah.
Just kind of give not everyone tuned into the spring league. I know we've got some fans that are really dedicated to spring football, but the spring league really didn't get a lot of publicity unless you really are a dire need to go search for that football. So explain to how your season went with the Alphas.
So similar to the Maulers, I think we had the most guys get picked up and put on rosters or practice squads or worked out after the season was over from the Spring League Alphas. There's 2 hubs. One was in Houston, one was in Indianapolis. So that was a really cool experience playing in Lucas Oil.
Yeah.
And so I was a combo specialist, and I went 8 for 10 on field goals. The first one got blocked 3 different ways. But, what are you going to do? We had about, I think, 2 weeks of preseason, and then it was game 1. So it's kind of like figure it out, do it fast, and get it done.
Yeah. So you talk about combo, you're a combo specialist. I know you kick and punt. Are you planning to do that with the Maulers, or just it's really kicking?
I'm mainly preparing to be a kicker. So we'll see how things go.
All right. I think Max Duffy's still on the roster for punting, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I believe so too.
Yeah. So talk about. So you started at El Camino, right? And you were playing football and soccer.
Yeah. So now, I had a game.
In El Camino,
games on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
How did you fit in practice with both? Like soccer, I coach my daughter's soccer, and like that is a completely different game, obviously. So how did you fit in that practice with your kicking practice?
Well, over summer I was working out maybe 12 hours a day because football takes a lot, and then that's after running around in soccer, which I had to make the roster. I went from last cut to starting for soccer. Was playing football too, and then I got a medical redshirt that year, so that's when I kind of dropped soccer and really pursued football, and it's been a great journey ever since.
And then you end up at Redlands, which, with no disrespect to you, I grew up on the East Coast, never heard of them before. I'm going to be honest with you. How'd you end up at Redlands?
Well, I actually had a lot of I had like 13 states seeking me out after El Camino. I ran a 4.4 40-yard dash. I had a 10.2 vertical or broad jump. I had 39-inch vertical. I was first kicker captain in school history. Special teams player of the year. I got a lifting award too. So even Southern California Football Association gave me second team place kicker. So kind of just waiting for the right fit, and I didn't find it elsewhere. Also, my dad has certain medical conditions that I wanted to stay closer to home for. So that was also a really big factor.
And it's kind of crazy. All 3 of you free agents, you kind of have the same story of why you chose college, honestly, and I mean where you chose to go to college. Because like Chase Forcade, he was recruited by Maryland and Nicholas State, but he stayed closer for family reasons, and then you kind of wander in the spring leagues, and then you end up and getting the opportunity. So it's awesome. It's motivating, and to tell you the truth, I coach an AAU team in basketball, and like your guys' little stories. Me and my assistant coach are actually talking about taking little clips, because I'll send these to them and taking little clips and like showing like, hey kids, like it's not just me telling you that you're going to have to work hard and it's going to be difficult sometimes. Look at these are pro athletes, so keep spitting out that stuff because it's great.
Well, I think another great thing about going to a smaller school like Redlands was it gave me the opportunity to kick and punt. How many big programs have someone doing both?
Yeah. Yeah.
And doing well. So the year that I got Associate Press All-American kicker, I also had a 43-yard punt average and a kickoff average. So
that's awesome. All right. So talking about kicking and punting, would you rather pin their offense in the like, let's say, the 2-yard line, or kick not a game winner, because obviously that changes everything, but kicking a 50-yard field goal, 45-yard field goal? Which one would you rather do?
It's situational. Both are very exciting.
Yeah.
I've been able to do both. So I think that when you're kicking a field goal, regardless of the distance, the all eyes on me thing, some people can't handle that pressure. So I prefer it. I like walking into stuff like that.
That's awesome.
But if you're going to help out the defense, I mean, you can get points if you're on the 2 by giving them a safety.
Yeah.
So both are good.
Both are good. All right. Well, every time I like to do a little, it's called Drop the Hammer. I stole the hashtag from the Maulers, and it's just like quick answers, whatever you feel comes to your mind as soon as possible. Some are football related, some are not. You cool with that?
Yeah, rapid fire.
All right. Favorite soccer player of all time? I know you've played, so you might know.
Cristiano Ronaldo, because I've been told I play like him.
Oh, you play like the GOAT? That's like saying you're Adam Vinatieri, man. Like that's a big deal.
Send the ball, I'll get it, and put in the goal.
All right, sounds good. What's a show that you've been binging?
House of Dragons currently.
Yeah.
Hard Knocks, actually more Hard Knocks.
Just the Lions, or you looking for older seasons too?
Well, I've watched most of the older seasons, so the Lions right now.
Oh, okay. All right. Who was your favorite football team growing up?
The Chargers, as hard as that is to say, I know they're San Diego and LA, but Chargers.
Fair enough. If we're making a movie about your life, who's the actor? Who's kicking on the big screen?
That's a tough one. Many young actors.
It could be old too. We can have like a throwback machine. That's cool.
I had to do this for an assignment in school, and I picked Kevin Costner.
All right. You gonna roll
with that? Or everyone young, Tom Holland.
Okay. All right. Karaoke. Which song you singing?
Tequila.
Tequila. All right. And then so I like to play this. It's called Fantasy Teammates. Out of all your teammates you've ever played with, one quarterback, one running back, 2 wideouts, and a tight end.
Well,
you had to play with them.
Vadley is a great quarterback, so I'm going Vadley. Another guy I played with was Romar Morris. I'm also in a Bible study with both of them, but I love the way that they play in the field. 2 wideouts. Let's see. Tavon Wright, he was pretty good. Bandy was pretty good. Who else are we going for?
Just a tight end.
Tight end?
Yeah. Or you go third wideout if you want.
Probably go Siebert. I liked what he was doing.
Oh boy, you named some Maulers there. There you go. All right. What about another kicker that you've gone head to head against that you're like, all right, that's a guy I'm chasing, really?
Well,
just one. I don't want you to list every kicker that you ever kicked with at Kearney School, but Just one.
Oh no, there's kind of no cap on that. Open to anyone. So I feel like I can handle anything right now.
All right, that's awesome. So explain. A lot of people don't understand. Like they see like the hard knocks, and you don't see a lot of like the kicking game. Explain your daily game, your daily practice during like a camp. Just explain like what the specialists do while the offense is on the field. What exactly are you up to?
So you guys stay busy.
Yeah.
You do not want to be the guy sitting on his helmet.
Yeah.
So if you have anything nagging in your body, okay, we'll talk to a trainer. If you're really tight, go get stretched out. So something I was working through, it was a hip tightness. So I asked the trainer, what can I do about that? And they gave me a workout regimen. I invested in those bands, the bands you put on your knees and ankles and stuff. So I was doing that on the sideline. You never want to be standing still, put it that way. Feel is needed.
Sounds good. Stay active. So furthest field goal you've ever kicked in your life in a game and then in practice?
At Redlands, it was 55, set the school record at the time, and that was going west, so I was into the wind. In Lucas Oil, it was a 53, and with the right conditions, I have film of me kicking a 71-yard field goal.
Oh, wow! Well, you could chase the USFL record this year. I think it was 63, yeah. 63, right? 61. Kickers are so. I'm sorry, you guys are so unique because like you guys talk like on the left hash mark and like you guys talk. It's a science. Like you guys are legitimately. You guys are legitimately the scientist on the field, and like it's so awesome because we watch it as fans and media and anything like that, and we're like, all right, this guy's going up to kick it. You've got it down to like, all right, I got this angle with the wind and all. Like it's just crazy. Like you just listed off exactly where you were at Lucas Oil, and for me, it would be like, all right, he kicked a 52-yard. You know what I mean? Like it's just crazy. It's just awesome.
Yeah, what got you in there? It's funny you say that. So I was breaking down in my fantasy league to the other guys. Are like, oh, Seattle could have won that game, or Denver could have won that game. And I was like, well, he had the distance. It just happened to go left. And when you have a deep kick, it's typically going to pull the direction of your leg. And it was a good teaching point.
So. That's just awesome, man. It's just absolutely awesome. Like the science, I know it's nothing like mind blowing, but like you guys got it down to a science, which like there's not like, so if the roster is 39 people deep, like the USFL, there's one guy on your roster that understands what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Like just you. It's really cool for me to just hear you guys talk about it. So expectations for the season. Any specific goals for you personally?
Well, one is stay healthy enough to last the season. I know it's hard, especially when you have such a limited roster. So really just do my best. Don't take any reps off. I mean, I don't do in practice. Why would it happen in a game? Once I get a good for wind and conditions, everything should be pretty smooth from there.
Yeah, I think they're going to go to the hub, and there's rumors that it's 2 hubs, maybe more.
Oh, but news to me.
If it's just that's the rumors that there's going to be a northern hub and a southern hub, kind of like what the spring league did. But we'll see. More likely, you're not in Pittsburgh this year, but you won't be in that Birmingham heat with the humidity. I can tell you from personal experience. I live in South Georgia. I got the same weather. It is. I know you got hot out in California, but man, with that 100% humidity, it's tough.
Yeah, we actually got a little bit of that this last couple of weeks. It was record-setting temperatures.
Yeah, it's and they play in June and May, and that's just like you don't go outside. Like in the South, like I live in Savannah, and I do not go outside. Like it's just like you go out there and you're just soaked in sweat. So I can't imagine carrying around the pads and everything. But maybe you'll get lucky and you'll be in Philly. So
maybe. And we'll see. It's an exciting part, and going to watch as it develops. My first week at Redlands, back when two-a-days were still legal in the NCAA, it was 103, 101, 99, 100, 100 for my first days of camp. So
yeah,
it's quite an experience.
Yeah.
Well, you've adjusted.
Yeah.
You got to stay hydrated. You got to put the right things in your body.
Talking about adjusting, did you follow any of the USFL where like the beginning of the season where they changed the ball in between?
Yes, followed that very closely.
All right. Can you explain it to the layman, the common man of not the kicking, of what exactly was kind of going on?
Yeah, so it could also be the spin of the ball. Spiral just like a quarterback. It's gonna the football is designed to spiral.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for kind of explaining that to the non-scientist kickers out there.
Yeah, hope I did my part.
But I like to end this on kind of like give you the open floor. It is 100% up to you. Whatever you want to talk about, you can talk about anything. Where to follow you on Instagram, Twitter, or you can give shout outs or anything, your expectations, whatever you want. The floor is yours.
Really just shout out to all my friends, family, coaches, everyone that's helped me along the way. It's been quite the journey. I've worked a lot of jobs just happen. I'm really passionate about what I do, and I feel that I'm best man for the job. So really looking forward to meeting or read myself with my teammates, and let's go Maulers.
Let's go Maulers. Drop the hammer.
Drop the hammer.
Let's drop the hammer. All right. Thank you for coming on. This has been Hammer Time with Webb. Take it easy.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Yep.